talk. I can't get to my phone, so please leave me a message. Thank you.
Hey, dude, it's Vin. It's time to do the podcast, but you're not answering, so I'll just go ahead and talk. I'll leave you a message, and you can respond to this later, I suppose, or just delete it. I don't care. Um, I hope you had a nice little time off while we took time off. A lot happened. A lot of shit went down, man. I don't even know where to begin. But I guess it should be talked about. Universal Studios is opening up a Mario Kart ride, and oh my god, I really want to ride this thing. Seriously, this isn't a joke. I know this seems like perfect. This seems like fertile soil to plant sarcasmias, which is a type of flower that smells ironic. No, seriously though, like I want to ride this freaking thing. And I want you to come out. I want you to bring the whole family. I want you to come out. We'll go to Universal Studios together and we will ride until we drop. Because we grew up playing this thing, you know? Like that's our childhood right there. And now we get to step into an immersive 4D environment and like be in the game almost. Like this is really to me, it's like a dream come true. To have so many memories, so many experiences, so many feelings tied to a video game where you're separated by a screen. And that's no longer the case. Now we get to ride it. We should do Don't Drink and Drive. We should show up at the roller coaster with like a sixer. And quickly, for anyone who doesn't know, Don't Drink and Drive is you have to finish a beer before you finish a lap. And in the game, there's 3 laps, so that's 3 beers. So you play it with teammates and do a pass the baton type of thing, because if you do that by yourself, you know, you're done after one game. But we'd be in line with our sixers, and they'd be like, sirs, you can't drink openly on the ride. Like, shut up, nerd. I grew up playing this. I was playing Don't Drink and Drive before you were born, you little brat. And then they'll call security, and then we'll get escorted out. And we'll just be drinking and laughing the whole time. Dude, I was the best at Don't Drink and Drive. This might be the point where you'd be like, you weren't that good. Like, yeah, actually, bro, I was. You don't really I think I've won almost every time we did Don't Drink and Drive. When we'd play it with all the guys on the trip. Anytime I sat down, man, I would go the whole lap. I'd get to the end, chug my beer, crawl over the finish line, puke and rally. Every time. I'm good at that game. And don't say I'm not, because I know I am. I mean, Mario Kart's a perfect game to have be a ride. I'm surprised it took this long. What would be like other cool games to... I think like a Doom ride would be cool. The movie with The Rock sucked, but a ride would be sweet. And it'd be funny if the ride was it just killed you. And you just woke up in hell. And then you're on the ride forever. Video games to movies, we all know, aren't usually that great. But video games to rides, I think that works almost every time. I mean, I haven't ridden the damn ride yet, you know, so I don't know. You know, maybe it's not that great, but I have pretty high hopes. I'm going to go in with my raccoon tail, my Mario raccoon outfit. People will be like, what anime are you? Like, it's not anime. Get out of here. This is Mario. Raccoon Mario. What was Raccoon Mario, by the way? I'm not crazy. Like, there was a Raccoon Mario. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't understand that at all. Because there's fire. You could get Fire Mario. You get the mushroom, you become Fire Mario. You eat the flower. Or no, you eat the mushroom, you become Big Mario. You eat the flower, you become Fire Mario. You eat the worm, you become Tequila Mario. But I don't remember what... Oh, was it the feather? I think it was maybe it was a feather, and you could run and you could jump really high. That was the thing. Which to me is like well, that's not like a raccoon, because raccoons aren't known for jumping high. That's more like a chipmunk. That's like a chipmunk Mario, or even like a lemur Mario. Maybe this whole time he's been a lemur, but I'm fairly certain that it's a raccoon tail and little raccoon ears. I'll be Mario, you be Luigi, because you're tall and lanky like Luigi, and I'm buff like Mario. I'm cut like how Mario is. Super Mario Weightlifters. There's a Mario for everything. They have a Mario Soccer, Mario Golf, Mario. They never did Mario Basketball. Did they do Mario Basketball? I know there's baseball. I know there's golf. They're coming out with that new soccer game. Mario Grill Masters could be something. Mario Tennis, Mario Disc Jockey, Mario Street Luge, Super Mario Code Academy. Mario Party is like the Olympics of that world, you know, because it's just like fun games. How many fun games can you win? And you get gold stars, like that's like gold medals. So Mario Party is like the Olympics. They should have an entire game that's just Mario High Jump, and it's just pressing A, and then pressing A again when the bar hits like that sweet spot in the meter, and you can like unlock different shoes. I didn't like Mario Kart. The original one is the best. There's just something about it. Like with the new ones, they like you can have different wheels and you can like change the way your car looks, and like there's all the different characters that I don't care about, and I don't know. It's just, you know, when you get down to when it's pure competitiveness, when it's pure like skill. I mean, that game is so simple. It's so rudimentary. The controls are so stripped down. You got to have a perfect match if you're going to win. I mean, I've had those too. I've been in flow states playing Mario, where it's like you hit that sweet spot where you're just like Tokyo drifting all the turns and you're grabbing the shells and you're just weaving in and out. You know where like the upside down question mark mystery boxes are, you know, and you hit a flow state, you know, or I'll say I hit a flow state. I don't know if you ever have. You're not that good at that game. I mean, my apologies. I know you're not here to defend yourself, but I mean, it's fine. You'd be agreeing with me, like, yeah, I'm not that good. But I understand that me saying it in this context is kind of messed up because you know, it just seems like I'm dogging on you when you're not even here to defend yourself, even though you'd agree. Yeah, but Mario, what an icon, man! He's been around forever. Did you hear about that other thing that happened though? Did you hear about what happened in Thermopolis, Wyoming? Yeah. So in Thermopolis, what happened was this guy, his sheep got attacked by a grizzly bear, and the Wyoming like game, what was it? Where the heck was it? The Wyoming Wildlife Fish and Game. They pay you if a trophy animal like a grizzly, and it's fucked up. You call them trophy animals, like it's just an animal, guys. Immediately it's just like a thing that you want to use to brag to your friends about. It's a reward for you. No, God put it here to eat honey and to sleep a long time, and for you and for these guys it's a goddamn bowling trophy. Anyway, if this thing murders your livestock, you get compensated for it. And apparently what had happened was this dude got, it was determined in court that he was going to get paid like $300,000, and then it got appealed or something. The case ended up going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that this dude got paid like $200,000 more than what was legally allowed at a state level. Because apparently it's the Wyoming Game and Fish Commission. That's what it is. The Game and Fish Commission apparently has caps. There's limits to how much somebody can be compensated for their livestock lost to something like a grizzly. You know, I don't know if this dude, what he lost was worth the amount they originally were going to compensate him for. And that's the other question too. That's actually another question I have about this. I didn't read enough into this, but I don't know if he already got paid that money, you know, because that's kind of messed up. If he gets paid that and then they're like, oh, whoa, we need like $200,000 of that back. You know, what if he spent it already on like a VR shed on his property, and the only game he was going to play was one of those big game hunters in bars, but VR, so that he could train to kill a grizzly next time it came around. I imagine a number like that doesn't get paid out right away. You know, it's not like they're handing you a check in court, you know, like one of those big checks. That'd be sweet if you got a big check when you won your case and then confetti fell from the courtroom ceiling. But I'm sure it just got wired. You know, it probably takes a minute to wire it over. So maybe in that time, something happened where it was like, you know, no, actually, you're not getting paid this amount of money. I'd be pissed though, dude. I mean, you're about to get $300,000, and all of a sudden now you're getting like $100,000 for your sheep that got eaten by a grizzly because of some stupid state law. Hashtag Wyoming problems. Wyoming, more like Wyoming money. And their issue is like that it's taxpayer money. Like that's why we can't give them so much. It's from the taxpayers. I don't know. As I'm a taxpayer, and I don't. When that money goes away, it's like it's not even. I can't even conceive of it anymore. They just print more money all the time anyway, right? It just almost like it. At this point, it doesn't seem like it matters. Yeah, but I mean that's what's going down in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Or no, sorry, Thermopolis, Wyoming. Thermopolis. Hot city. Heat-opolis of the city. Heat City, Wyoming. Thermopolis. That's a cool name for a place. Where are you from? I'm from Thermopolis. Sound like Greek or something. Sound like you're from an ancient time. I looked it up. There's like 2,200 people there. It's not a big city. So I don't know. We could go there, man, and do some cool stuff. Oh, you know what else I heard? Check this out, dude. Did you hear about what's going on in York, Pennsylvania? Harley Davidson plant is opening back up. Thank the gods of steel and oil, my friend. FTW forever. FTW is forever two wheels. That's what that means. Yeah, but dude, the Harley Davidson plant's opening back up. I guess there was an issue with like the supply chain, or there was like a recall on... Oh, you know what it was? It was that the company suspended operations at the plant for 2 weeks out of an abundance of caution due to a regulatory compliance issue with the supplier. That's what it was. Yeah. Which seems crazy to me that, like, I mean, I guess this supplier must be supplying lots of parts, because if it was like one little part, you know, for a whole factory to shut down, it seems like you got a bad system going on there. But hey, you know, safety's the most important. We gotta be, I mean, these things are dangerous to begin with, you know, so you can't have faulty hogs out on the road. Anyway, thank God, because you know me, I got the fever. I got the motorcycle fever. I'll get a motorcycle one day. You know, I've told you before, it's going to be, I got the scooter, and then, you know, eventually I'll get a car, because I don't need one, but if I'm going to have the money to buy a motorcycle, like, it's got to have priorities. I need to get a car first, especially having, like, cats. You know, if, like, one of them gets sick, you know, God forbid, and the last time I had an emergency, and I actually had to take my cat to the emergency room late at night, I had Brian's car. Brian, I don't know if you listen to this, but hi. Yeah, I had Brian's car, so I was able to take my cat. But luckily, we haven't had any emergencies like that. But, I mean, if it were to happen again, it's like, you know, what, I'm going to throw my cat on my Harley and take him to the vet? No, I'd be a bad guy for that. But one day, dude, I'm going to get a Harley, or not, maybe not a Harley, but just some kind of, like, actual big boy motorcycle. Get even more immersed in the biker culture in a fun way. Not like in a, like a, I mean, I think even now people see bikers, bikers have always had a bad rap. You know, they used to be like, you know, they were like outlaws and stuff. It's funny, because I was listening to something, I forget where I was listening to somebody talk, but it was just funny how, like, bikers back then, they were like outlaws, and now when you see a biker, you'd think they'd be like Blue Lives Matter or something, or like they'd be like Back the Blue, or they just like generally conservative people. You know, when they used to, you know, be not that. The culture around them has shifted. But like lots of things change. You know, if I'm going and I see another biker coming towards me, you're supposed to throw down 2 fingers. That means keep them two wheels down. That's what Kevin taught me that one. Because I'd have bikers throw their hand down. You know, like they would put their hand down in a way where it's like this, they're signaling me, but I didn't understand the specificity. I didn't know, like, if there was something specific I was supposed to be doing with my fingers. You know, because at first they would throw their hand down, and I would just kind of like, I would like kind of just like bend my fingers in like a weird way, so that to them it looked like I was doing something. To them it would look like I was trying to do a thing, and you know, and they would automatically assume it would be the right thing. But I just was throwing my hand down, and it would just kind of look almost like it would be in a like kind of like a palsy sort of position. That's probably not the PC way to put that, but it looked like I have something wrong with my hand if you were to actually look. But then I learned it's the two. And also I get anxiety about it because I'm on like a scooter, and sometimes you see like a dude on like a Harley or like a big motorcycle, and I feel like I'm the runt of the pack. I feel like I'm not even worth looking over in their eyes. I'm just a little wannabe on my little scooty, and they got the hog. They're on a hog, and I'm on like not even a piglet. I guess would how that analogy could go. It's not even like I'm like on a broomstick in their eyes. I'm like playing pretend. So sometimes they don't even. I get nervous. Like if I throw it down, they're gonna laugh at me, and I'll even hear them like as we pass. Even as we pass with the engines revving, I'll still hear like a ha ha ha, yeah right, like I'd throw down to you, ha ha, like I'd reciprocate. Like I'm nervous I'm gonna hear that. But you know what? Actually, is the opposite is the truth. The more gnarly and grizzled that biker looks, the more likely is to throw down the sign, because it doesn't matter what your bike looks like. You got two wheels. Keep them two wheels down. Except for cyclists. If you're on a bicycle, you're not getting signaled. You're not in the club. I'm sorry. I didn't make the rules. It's kind of an unwritten rule. I don't know. When I was on a bicycle, no one ever signaled to me, and nor did I expect it. But the whole throwing the sign down, I kind of look at it differently now. It's a blessing that you give to another biker. I look at it that way now. Or if I see another biker, I'm not even doing it. Like I hope for the camaraderie, but I'm blessing them. I'm saying them your two wheels will stay down, and I just hope that maybe they do it back to me. But if they don't, then they don't. Whatever. But sometimes sometimes I do throw it down though, or even not even that. Sometimes I just do like a head nod, do a little head nod, like a what's up. Sometimes they don't do it back, and I always feel self-conscious about it. And mostly because I'm convinced that the cars around me can see that I didn't get the nod back, and then it just is embarrassing. It's like he didn't nod back at him. It's like when you go to high five somebody and they don't high five back. That's the feeling. That's what it is. And when they do, it always feels nice, because you know that you're both out there in a way that is not as safe as everybody else. I mean, obviously, Aaron, you would not get it. There's no way you could ever understand unless you've chosen that life path, and you have not. And maybe one day you will. Maybe one day you'll have a motorcycle. But yeah, one day I'll get a bike and I'll go ride it cross country. I always thought it'd be cool to do like a road dog thing where I would have some insane setup where I was actually able to broadcast as well. Like it'd be like, imagine my motorcycle and like a bunch of GoPros off of it, and I also have a small computer with OBS running so I could switch cameras as I'm riding. And of course I also needed to have probably a battery to help power these extra things, so they'll have like some small solar panels on the bike to help power the battery, which is then powering the cameras and the streaming software and whatever technology I am using to have an internet signal out in Death Valley or wherever, and just road dog it across the country, and just report on what I see, take phone calls, people on the road. I would also have a secure line that people could, and my number pasted on the bike so people could see and call in, share stories from the road. I have this wild idea of doing something like that. Of course, that probably, I don't even know if that's possible. Well, it's possible, but like, how much effort is it really is worth putting in for that? I gotta log at least a couple thousand miles on a hog on a highway before I even think about adding all the tech bells and whistles, you know. That's later in life. That's like when that's when I'm doing that's comedians in cars getting coffee era of my life, where I just do some like lame easy thing where I just sit and drive around and oh, did you see in your hometown what the local fire department tweeted at the police department? So this past Friday, I don't know if you knew this, bro, but it was Donut Day. It was National Donut Day, and the Twinsburg Fire Department tweeted at the police department have a happy donut day. You know? Oh, shots fired. Get down. Get down. Shots fired. Where are they coming from? Get down. Can't even joke about that. I don't even want to joke about it, but I'm going to. No, I'm not going to joke about it, but I mean, it is worth, like, obviously it's worth talking about. Dude, I don't know about you, but, like, obviously in the past few weeks, there's been all these shootings, and I've found myself walking around, like, fantasizing is a weird word for it, but thinking about, like, stopping the shooter. You know? You think about, like, I'm not alone in this, right? Where like have you imagined like active shooter situation happens and then you gotta like stop and you save the day, like you envision yourself saving the day, or like at least even getting shot and like then kind of bleeding out and then you're in the hospital bed and the news is like you're a hero. I know that sounds like I don't know if that sounds like messed up to say. I mean, but it's true though. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny right now. Like it's just I can't be the only one, right? I walked by a church yesterday. I was walking to get ice cream. I was walking by a church. They were having, it was the midnight mass. There's a pun here, but there's a pun in there somewhere. And the doors were just wide open, which I know is supposed to be an invitation, but first thing I thought when I saw it was that this is a vulnerability. Something interesting, something kind of funny I was thinking about, though, was that as we're talking about this again, the like caricature of the gun owner or like the gun nut is like right-wing dude with like a beer gut, whatever, I don't know. But also, and I think this is becoming a more like understood thing that, I mean, in terms of like political identities, a lot of people on the left have guns too, and it's usually people like on the far, people whose political ideologies would align like with the far left, But actually saying that, now I don't even know if I say far left, and it's framed that way in America, where like in Europe, I think what's considered pretty centered in Europe is far left here. So, I mean, it's just people on both sides of the aisle are cool with having guns. It's just, I guess on the right, it's like there's this like weird like sexual obsession with them, it seems. But anyway, what I was thinking was like I don't know if this is a thing, but like a like a woke gun store. Like all the obviously you would assume anyone selling guns, any place you would buy a gun from, that's part of that money is going back to a politician who is going to keep responsible regulations from happening. So is there, like, for people who are on the left, who you would assume would disagree with a politician getting a bunch of money from the NRA, how does that person buy a gun while not giving money to those same people? So, I mean, the concept of a woke gun store is kind of funny. They have one of those signs out front that'd be like, no human is illegal, science is real, love is love, treat all firearms as if they are loaded. Would be at the very bottom. Did you see the Bo Burnham Inside outtakes? I loved them. I like to think it's all an act. That he's just pretending that the combined weight of his like self-awareness and talent and disgust of the world are crushing him. Guy's got a lot of hot takes. Ooh, scalding hot takes about social media. What a way to demean somebody's work to just say like, man, there's a lot of hot takes in there. Because it is a great piece of like art, you know? But it's full of hot takes. Something about that cheapens it. What else? Oh, what else? Oh, here was like a Zen moment I had the other day. This was kind of interesting. So I was walking to go get ice cream, and there's a man who lives under the 101 near me, and all over the ground he has scribbled in chalk. It looks like the Joker's handwriting. It's like very sharp letters, and it's just like scrawled in a way that it's like, these are the writings of a madman. And I had stopped to like read some of it, and I stopped, and like one phrase caught my eye, and it said, "Stay quiet more," something like that. And what was weird about it was like it wasn't even. It was like that day. Mary and I were talking about like dumb stuff, we had said in the past, that like all the things you say that keep you up at night, 5 years later, and the remedy to that is to like, well, just don't say anything, just stay quiet more. But now that's making me think, when I was, well, let me say this first, is that on the topic of those things you said that keep you up at night, I don't know, I guess I wish for anyone who's like, it struggles with that or like it really bothers them, just know everybody has those. Just know. Let me sit down. Let me tell you something, kids. Just know, everybody's got them. And I think, Aaron, you know this, but again, for people listening, a friend of ours who had transferred schools. So now she has like two friend groups. She has friends from her old school and her new school. And there was a day where she had the two friend groups hang out together. And it was cool. Everyone was getting along. And then at some point, this dude showed up. And his personality was off-putting, I'll say. Because I don't remember anything he said specifically. This is like way too long ago. I know he just was like kind of grating and just kind of, I didn't like him. And when he left, I said to the group, half of which who I don't know, anyone else think that guy's kind of a douche? And a girl sitting next to me said, that's my boyfriend. And I got red hot in the face and tried to recover gracefully by saying, welp, I calls him like I sees him. And like, what was I thinking, like speaking about someone in a, like, I didn't know how these people knew him. And I mean, but whatever, I didn't know. And that seems pretty low stakes because it is in high school. But I've had other instances of that into my early 20s, obviously, mid and late 20s. Not so much, and I've heard people have those stories who were in their 40s and shit. So just know that possibility of saying something to embarrass yourself never goes away. It's just a matter of how you cope with it. So, flowers and plants grow with fertilizer and sometimes with doo-doo. So sometimes you gotta shit your pants. Gotta embarrass yourself to grow. I hope none of this sounds too preachy. Something else real quick I'll say is I feel like, I don't have kids, but I'm at the age where like biologically by now I should have. And so I find myself fantasizing about imparting wisdom on like a child, or just in general. I don't know. Maybe that's also like getting older and like knowing things now that I wish I knew then, and I got a microphone in front of my face and I just want to like tell people like, hey, if you don't know, here's some things to help you fall asleep at night. I actually thought about that as like a stand-up bit where it'd be like, yeah, so I don't have kids, but what I do is I go to college parties and I hang out with people in their early 20s and I say things like, sometimes it's not a good idea to live with your friends. Something like that. Of course, I would, it probably needs work, but you get the concept. All right, I guess I'm going to stop rambling. Have a good rest of your week, dude. And next time, pick up your phone. All right. Bye.
It's Phone Calls.